Hello friends, here I am back in the room I spend all my time in. Most of the time, if I'm resting and I'm not asleep in my bed, I'm probably in here. But because I spend so much time here and winter is coming, as they say, I wanted to get it, well, summer was here. And as I've explained in the last few videos, there was a lot going on around here this summer and a lot of dust and dirt being made. So there's some deep cleaning that needs to happen in here today. And then I also, right there, found a good price on some really well made, really nice thick rug pads, cushions. And this rug that's in here does not have a cushion under it. I've already put one under the pink wool rug in the front room, and it's very nice. Finding one for that 9-foot by 12-foot rug at a good price was quite a find, let's just say. So that room is like squishy and warm, and then I got a smaller one for the tile floor rug in the back room, and I have this one, and this floor needs it. So I got to move everything off this rug so that I could put the rug pad under it. But good timing for it because, like I said, post-construction, post-crazy summer, it needs just a good deep clean. So I can take everything off all the surfaces, wipe them down, move them out of the room, yada yada booba. That was a new one. Anyway, I have a couple hours before I need to be somewhere today. So I thought I'd get started. If I don't finish it before then, I'll come back. But also, I've already cleaned out this corner, which, if you remember, was Cass's corner. He had his big bed there, and we would hang out in here. After he died, I filled that corner up, which I think was a subconscious choice. Of course, I filled it with craft stuff. I filled it with all of my embroidery stuff, all of my slow stitching stuff, all of that stuff that was supposed to be in here temporarily while I worked on one project. But of course, that one project grew into many projects over the course of the year for my event. And I am not tired of looking at them, but I'm tired of having them in my main living space. So here's where the spiral path comes around again. When I moved in here, I have a piece of furniture, and it's now in the back room. I measured, like the day I came to look at the house or something, or maybe before the movers got here. And I knew that that piece, that buffet kind of piece, would fit right there. And it did. I had the movers put it there, and I was very happy with it. And at the time, my TV wasn't on the wall. Well, it wasn't even that TV. It was a much smaller TV. So I put my little smaller flat screen TV just on top of it. Worked beautifully for me. Now, I'm not disagreeing with this advice because I took it and it worked for me for a while. So then when my sister visited, she's like, I think that needs to go in the kitchen, opposite, along the existing kitchen island to extend your kitchen island. It was actually a very good idea. And I got a plastic cover for it so it didn't get more damaged, and it did. But then as things happen, I got different dining room table in here that I liked better, the round one. So I put my old farmhouse table back in the kitchen and moved that piece back to the back room. And now it kind of serves as, well, unfortunately it serves kind of as a catch-all, but it also serves as like a little bar area. I don't entertain that much, and having my liquor that far away seems like I got to get up and walk. So I'm actually going to move the bar stuff, I think, into the corner of the kitchen and move the cats out of that corner. But that's all. See, anytime you do a project like this, you start with one thing. I'm going to clean all this stuff out of this corner, and I'm going to put the rug pad down. And now 3 different rooms are having things done with them. But today's goal is to just kind of dust and declutter. No, I've already sort of decluttered. There's a few pieces here and there. Declutter, deep clean, and put the rug pad down. And probably move that furniture, because in order to slide that piece of furniture in here, I'm going to have to flip the rug up anyway. So while I have it flipped up, Might as well put that piece. Full circle, back around the piece of furniture that professional movers, probably one of the largest pieces of furniture I have, put there. It's coming back there 2 years later. But, like I've said before, live in a house for a while and see how you live in it. And see where you need things, where it's convenient for things, where it's not convenient for things. Like, what is the piece of furniture you're constantly having to walk around or trip over? Well, maybe that's not the best place for it. Reassess. Even if you've been in your house a long, long, long time, sometimes you need to just reassess what's not working and what is working. And I, right now, have a lot of what's not working going on in here because I've just tended over the last 6-8 months to just put things down wherever. On that note, I'm going to continue emptying this room and see where the rest of my morning takes me. There you have it. The room is done-ish. I'm going to figure out what's going to go on top, if it's going to be a little bit of bar or if it's going to be plants, books, what. I also got a new cover for the couch. Used to have an off-white cover. Looked really nice in here, but I had the dogs visiting, and the dogs, they had some rips in it, and it showed the dirt. I don't mind things that show the dirt because then I know they're dirty and then I can clean them. But, you know. So everything on this side of the room is, for the most part, I didn't clean the mantle off. Maybe before I fill the credenza top, I'll clear that off and dust that down. But for the most part, as you can see, it's kind of made for that space. I also have paint, like cabinet paint, that heirloom, whatever, the stuff that's supposed to be for furniture and stuff. And I intended to paint this table and the round table behind me to fit this room. So now that I have another off-white piece of furniture in the room, I might very well do that because it'll just go. That was a $15 Salvation Army find. So if I paint it, I'm not ruining a Queen Anne, Victorian, Queen Anne valuable piece of furniture. I think everybody's had this coffee table in their house at some point if you're over the age of 30. So anyway, this end of the room, it could still, that's where all the things I took off all the other tables have gone. But Monday morning, it's 1 o'clock. I have to be my friend's at 1:30 to help her with the project. So I think think we're done for today as far as moving furniture. Like I said, I might, oh, see, perfect. Went from Cass's corner to kitty corner. I knew if I, kitty corner, it's not kitty corner. But if I put one of those bowls in there, that somebody would find it. So maybe that doesn't get blankets or magazines or anything, because it's going to be a cat bed. All right. This was Monday. Let's see what we do on Tuesday. It's Wednesday morning, and it was 45 degrees when I woke up this morning with 2 cats sleeping on me. But the best part about being 45 degrees is that it's the time to break out the ugly tie-dyed sweatshirts. If you've been with me a while, you know I wear these way, way, way too much. Pretty much every day. I have 2 of them, 2 different colorways, and I alternate between the 2 of them pretty much all winter long. So it is ugly sweatshirt day. And that made me think this morning, maybe that's a project here for soon, is to order some hoodies from Dharma or somewhere and dye some new ones. Because these are not me dyed. This one I think is the one from Oceanside, California. It's so faded I can't even see the words on it anymore. And then the other one, the pink and purple one, says Chattanooga Choo Choo on it. So, again, so faded you can't even read the words. So maybe it's time to make some original Spiral Path hoodies for the winter to wear. Because these have seen better days. But today was a good day because I got to put one on instead of trying to find, like, something that covered my body enough to be acceptable, but kept me cool enough that I didn't die in the heat. So fall is finally here in central southern Alabama. Yay! All right, it's Wednesday, and I'm here in what will be my new bedroom, hopefully sooner rather than later. Now that the bathroom is done, now that my commitments outside my house and in my sewing room are kind of wrapped up, some time for myself. So what I'm doing today is starting. I have a bucket of water, hot water, and put a little Fabulosa in it, get my rags, and get up on the scaffold and just start washing the walls. They need to be washed. And pulling out nails, so many nails. She must have really liked hanging stuff on the wall. There's so many nails and nail holes in a small space. And it's been that way in every room of the house. And some of them are way up high. So she must have had someone come and hang stuff up high. Anyway, so I think I'm just going to start some of the prep work today. There are 2 water stains on the ceiling, and I haven't seen them grow since I've moved in. So I don't think they're active leaks. I think they're old leaks. And so I'm going to get some Kills, or I have 2 different kinds of primer over there. I'll figure out which one's the best one to seal those up, cover those up. And I think I'm going to, again, like I told you in last week's video, I think it was, I have to remember, I don't have to do everything in one day. And I can just set myself some small, incremental progress steps. So today, just get it clean, start getting it prepped. Let me show you this, hold on. If you think I was kidding about holes, obviously somebody was looking for a stud, so they just drilled holes, but just so many holes. Oh, and also, just a little sneak peek, that is probably the color I am going to paint this. And that was one of my swatches, but that's just one little section of this wall with 50 holes in it. And that's the smallest section of wall pretty much in the room, except for, between doors or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to have quite a patch job and then prime all the patches. Yeah, my prep work is probably going to take longer than the paint work. Speaking of the paint work, did I not just, in a recent video about painting the hallway, kind of roll my eyes and smirk about painting trim work in an old house. I am torn. So if I haven't made a decision and gotten to that point by the time this video comes out, please weigh in on your opinions, because I know a lot of people have very strong opinions about painting woodwork in an old house. And you can't see that woodwork because it's hiding behind the scaffold. And I usually do too. For the record, the door will not be painted regardless of what decision I make about the rest of the trim. And why am I considering painting this trim? Well, let me show you. Can you see that? Can you see how damaged these rosettes are? That piece isn't too bad. But all around the trim, there are nail holes, screw holes. Some I started trying to fill in with wood putty. Look at the condition of these windowsills and windows. They're just water damaged and just nasty. It is mainly the windows and the trim around the doors, closet doors, and all the doors that are just so damaged. There is a rosette above that, actually 2 rosettes on the 2 different windows. It's really cracked right in half. And I have looked for replacement rosettes, and I can't, unless I can probably find them if I go to Restoration Hardware, someplace like that, but I can't find them locally. I've also noticed that there are 2 different kinds of rosettes in this room. So I think when this house was restored or renovated or whatever you would call it back in the 80s, they put in doors and things, and they reused the trim and had to find replacements for some of the rosettes. I also have a box somewhere on the hallway now of random pieces, small pieces of trim. So this is what I'm struggling with. Do I figure out a way to restore the wood in here and fill in these holes and recondition the wood and re-stain? It's just so much. And this is not the only room that needs that. The blue room, all the trim in the lounge is similar. And I haven't done anything with it because I just wanted to paint that room. That was one of the second or third rooms that I painted. I just needed to get what was on the walls covered up. So that room could use a redo at some point. Anyway, I don't want to have to redo this room once I get the carpet in and get my big bed in here and all the things. So I was thinking of painting all the trim. I don't want to leave it in its current state. I don't know. Plus, the other argument for painting the woodwork in here is that the 2 other bedrooms already have all the trim painted. So it would, and there ain't no way I'm stripping all that. Sorry, all you. And I have a feeling, I know a lot of purists get really up in arms about painting woodwork in Victorian houses. The truth is, a lot of it was painted right from the get-go. And this is mostly all pine. Now it's heartwood pine. It's old pine, obviously. Not reproducible in its, original state. But yeah. So anyway, I'm probably going to make a decision in the next couple days before this video comes out, but I might not, because it might just overwhelm my brain with all the different, no matter what I do to this trim, it's going to be a lot of work. Let's just say that. Now that I'm talking to y'all, I'm just looking at random pieces, and there are pieces, it looks like a woodpecker went at them, but it's not. It's nail holes and screw holes, and I cannot fathom why it was done that way. I just don't know what was done. I do think over some of the doorways at different times, there were like blankets nailed over the doorways in the winter to keep the cold, and maybe over the windows too. And that's the thing about the window trim. In theory, once I put a curtain up, maybe you won't even see it, but I'm not sure I'm going to put heavy curtains on these windows. I'm either going to leave the blinds after they're cleaned, the vertical blinds, not vertical, horizontal blinds. These guys, they're actually very good quality, or I'm going to replace them with something else similar, and these would go into the blue room because I did measure, they're the same size, and it might be nice to have those in there, but for the time being, until I make a decision, they're going to be here because it's going to be in my bedroom, and privacy and light blocking is kind of important in a bedroom. All right, well, that's what I'm going to do today. You have seen me climb up and down the scaffolding too many times, I think, washing walls and painting walls. So I'm not going to share the process with you. If that's like why you come to my channel, well, there's other videos you can watch me hyperventilate as I climb up and down the thing. So anyway, I'm going to get to work. Another thing I might do today, see how my brain works? It jumps from one thing to the other. I think tomorrow I find out the results of my testing, if you were interested. Anyway, the brain is jumping, is all of the outlets, electrical outlets in here. One, they're all a little bit different. Well, that one's behind a wall or behind a bunch of crap. Some of them don't have faceplates, not necessarily the most safety thing. Some of them are different. And so I think I'm going to get over my fear of working on electrical and swap those out. Or I'm going to make dinner for my friend and have him come over and swap them out because he's done electrical work for me before. So, because I think there's 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 in this room. And it will take about 5-10 minutes each. I know, I've seen it done. I think I've actually done it once. I don't like doing electrical work. I mean, I know how to turn off breakers, but anyway. Okay, back to work. Quit rambling. Bye. Okay, I am done working in this room for today. I am not done with this room by any stretch of the imagination, but I am done working on it for today. And some decisions have been made. The house has spoken. What she has told me, once I got everything clean, this room has never been cleaner than it is right now, at least since I have lived here. I mean, I'm sure sometime in its 130-year history, it's been cleaner than this, but I have vacuumed and mopped the nasty wood floors, but see there? Once the grime and dust was cleaned off that wooden baseboards and trim, I found that, yes, there's cracks. Yes, there are big old nail holes, but for the most part, it looks pretty good. And maybe at some point I will figure out what to do about the nail holes, because there's a lot of them. But for now, I think the next day I work in here will be, there's a couple loose pieces of trim over there around the closet. And like I said, I didn't do a real great job filling some of those plaster holes over there, nail holes. So I'll fix that up. And then I can caulk everything. So that was my day today. It is 1 o'clock and I think I am done for the day. I'm trying to learn to not push it and do too much. But I also opened, let me show you here. So I opened the blinds on the windows. So now you can't really see anything but the sunlight. And kind of washed the inside of the windows. Not sparkling clean, but better. And I'm kind of looking forward to laying in bed here and being able to look out and see my backyard. Because every other place in my house looks into this alley or the front street. All right. Yeah, it's clean in here. Like, I walked through here to use the bathroom and I put a couple like area rugs down just so I don't have to walk on the sturdy floor. But now I feel better. Now I did not get up on the scaffolding
to wash the upper half of the walls or prime that ceiling. But again, just do as much as I can in the amount of time and energy that I have to do it. All right, let's see what Thursday brings. See you tomorrow. Okay, here we are, Thursday, the 17th of whatever month this is, October. Okay, I started cutting in this room. I'm so excited. And I got up on the scaffolding and started cutting around the ceiling. And then I remembered that's the wrong order of operations. I needed to get the ceiling painted before I can cut in the top of the walls up there. So I am done for today, which is good because it is, come on, watch, open up, almost 2 o'clock. And I did some things this morning for my friend that I'm helping out. So yeah, I think this is enough for today. I tried to put a little stain blocking. I always make you look at my nose. I apologize for that. I tried to put a little stain blocking primer on the water spot on the ceiling and had the wrong brush, so I didn't do a very good job. So I guess tomorrow I set aside the yellow paint and I get out the ceiling paint and get to that job. So I guess it's time to go wash up. And once I start rocking and rolling in here, well, it shouldn't take me long. I mean, I've got most of the hard work done. And did I tell you, I think I made a decision about the woodwork. Can't remember if that's already in yesterday's video or whatever. I'm not going to paint it. I've ordered some feed wax and I'm going to wax it. I might have to do something more with the windows, but man, all the windows in this house need a lot of love. So if I can do something just kind of to hold them temporarily over until I can do something more permanent with them, yes. So, one step, progress over perfection, and I've made some progress today. And I'm still trying to decide if I like the color. It's not showing up on camera, and it's still with just, splotches. It's still kind of hard to tell. But it's better than what's up here. Other than all the thousands of nail holes in these walls. The other 2 things that are an issue with these walls, they're filthy. And I washed them yesterday or the day before, and they're still filthy. And it's a flat paint, the paint that was on here. So everything shows up. So no matter what I do, it will be an improvement over what has been. And I think that perhaps Saturday, we'll see how much progress I make in here. I'm going to run by. Okay, I've had another tickle throat coughing fit. So I'm going to call it good for today because I can't talk anymore. So we'll see what I do tomorrow. Bye. Today is Friday. What's that song? Anyway, I'm here in the soon-to-be new bedroom, and today is ceiling painting day. I didn't get the water spots primed yesterday for a variety of reasons, so I'm going to do that first. There's only 2 major ones, and then I'm going to paint the ceiling. Not my favorite painting job, but it has to be done, and it makes such a big difference. Well, it has to be done in this room because of the water spots. And I will confess, there's a couple rooms in this house that I painted and I didn't do the ceiling, and I regret it because the rooms I did do the ceiling, it makes a huge difference. Sometimes you don't really notice how not nice your ceilings are until you paint them and you're like, oh, that looks a whole lot different. This room has just always been, well, I used to call it the scary room or the evil room or the just awful room. And that's mainly because one, the floor was so bad, the carpet, when I moved in. And it's just been dirty and it's been ignored for 2 years. So it is much cleaner already by washing the walls and washing all the woodwork. And fresh coat of paint is going to make all the difference in the world. And then new carpet. I think if I have time today, but probably more likely tomorrow, I am going to go to the local carpet store here
and see what they have and see what the prices are. I'd rather buy from a local store than go over to Prattville or down to Montgomery and buy it from one of the big box stores, the orange store or the blue store. So if I can support a local business, that's what I'm going to do, and see what they have. I don't really have something in mind. I want something soft and cushy because it's a bedroom. It doesn't really have to be, like stain resistant too much. Anyway, it's getting cold here. And I know it's not cold forever. It's just cold for this week, and then we'll probably get another warm spell sometime between Halloween and Thanksgiving. We usually get a little more warm weather, but I'm going to take advantage of the colder weather and cooler weather and get to work in here. But it's coming along. If I can get this finished painting this weekend, I'll be so happy. And that's why I want to go to the flooring store and kind of get an idea of time, select something, how long is it going to take to, get it and get it installed. Hopefully not long. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had carpet installed somewhere. And I don't have it in me financially or energy-wise to refinish this floor. And I'm not even sure it's worth it. It's not. It would, if I had all the money in the world, and all the time in the world, and could find the right contractors to do it, refinishing the floor and putting a big area rug in here might be nice. It's very echoey in here right now because, of course, there's nothing but hard surfaces at the moment. And also, I feel like this is one of the colder rooms in the house. These windows are extremely drafty, and it's the back northeast corner of the house, so it doesn't get a lot of ambient direct sunlight, which will make it nice in the summertime, but in the winter it might make it a little chillier. So I think some carpet would really help make it a little more comfortable in here. And so let's get cracking and get to it. All right, good morning, darlings. It's Saturday morning, and I have done the ceiling yesterday, and it's pretty good. Actually, it's really good. Is it perfect? Probably not, but what is around here? What is anywhere, right? So this morning, I kind of realized yesterday, as I was up and down the ladders and the scaffolding and stuff, that I hadn't caulked all around all my trim work, and it needs it. So before I finished cutting in today, I was like, okay, let's get that job done. It's going to add a couple hours to the job, but it needs to be done. I have my caulk. I actually have many tubes of it because I think the bathroom guys the one thing they overbought was caulk, not floor tile. But anyhow, I cannot find my caulk gun. And I have a feeling, because I had a box of caulk sitting around here somewhere, probably in this room, because this is where I stored everything until just recently. And I think my caulk gun was sticking in the top of it. That's my visual memory of where it was. That and on one particular shelf. I emptied this room out. I don't remember seeing it when I emptied the room out. Wasn't really looking for it. Thought it, I wasn't looking for it. Well, now I'm looking for it. It's not in with my paint stuff. It's not in with my caulking stuff, and it's not on my shelf. So it's annoying because I just went to the hardware store yesterday. And if I had thought through this process and said, oh, you've got to caulk before you start cutting in, I would have realized I didn't have it. But my excitement to get started on this made me forget. So now what do? Do I go get another caulk gun, or do I just go and start painting and maybe caulk later, which isn't the right order of things, but I could still caulk all the edges and then go around with a fine brush and paint. It's kind of like doing the job twice though. I don't know, but I have a feeling
that my caulk gun is now the property of my contractor. And I'm not saying he purposely stole it. I'm saying that it was mixed in here with their stuff and they thought it was theirs and they used it and then they packed it up when they left. So I'm not accusing anything of anyone of anything. That just seems to be the logical explanation for where it disappeared to. I have plans for the middle of the day today. So my goal this morning, and I'm running way behind, was to get the cutting in finished and maybe one coat of paint rolled on. But I don't want to rush it. I don't have a time designated that I have to go do this event. It's from 9 to 5, so I can show up at any time. And I'd even debated just going first thing, knocking it out and coming back. But I thought I'd get up early and get painting, and I didn't. So anyway, enough blathering on. I am going to do something. Oh, maybe I will change my clothes real quick. Go to the event, because right down the block from that event is a little tiny hardware store that would have a caulk gun. It's just going to push my whole day back a little bit. All right, well, thanks for processing my thoughts with me this morning, and I'm going to do something. And at the end of the day, I'll show it to you. Bye. Okay, it's Sunday. We've gone through a whole week together, and yesterday, I got a lot done in here. I finished the ceiling. I got one coat of paint on the walls, and I went to the Mural Fest here in town, and that was about it. Actually, that was the wrong order. I went to Mural Fest first, went and bought a new caulking gun, and then came back and painted. But while I was at the Mural Fest, I made one of those decisions that was both a very good decision and maybe not the best decision. And that was that UAB was there with a truck thing for medical tests and vaccines. And I needed to get both my COVID and my flu vaccine for this winter, and just kept putting it off and putting it off. I was like, you know what? There's nobody waiting in line. They're right here. I don't really have a lot scheduled for this week other than finishing this room. I'm gonna do it. So I did it. Then I came home and I painted an entire room. And then I hit a wall. Literally and figuratively, I guess. I hit these walls with some paint, but then I hit a physical wall that I couldn't do anymore. So I took a bath, because I can, and then I went in the bedroom and laid down for a while. And then promptly fell asleep for about 4 hours. When I woke up, it was the time I normally go to bed. So I got up, got something to eat, fed the cats, etc. Got ready for bed. Did the full, bedtime routine. And slept until 8 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, I think 3 days of painting and 2 vaccines might have been a little more than my system could handle yesterday. And I thought I was going to just kind of take today off and not do anything in here. But I can't leave well enough alone. I needed to at least... and this hasn't cleared up yet. This ridiculous cough that just hits me out of nowhere. But anyhow, I needed to do something. So I decided everything needed like a second cut in. So even though I didn't have a lot of energy and my arms really hurt, I thought moving will be the best thing for me. And if I got the lower level, didn't have to climb up on the scaffold or the ladder, that's just one less thing I have to do when I do feel like rolling the second coat on. Plus, I'm kind of expanding the width of the cut-in area so that when I'm rolling, I don't have to be quite so careful around the trim and the ceiling and all that stuff. I can just roll with abandon. So there we have it. I still haven't quite still gotten over this. It might be sinuses, it might be my lungs, it might be allergies, it might be residual from whatever crap I had back in August. But if you see me editing, there's a rough edit, and then I come back and my eyes are hot red and runny. It's because I had a coughing fit, and I decided to spare you, dear watcher, having to watch me cough until this tickle in my throat goes away. Anyway, that's today.